Hey, it's Grayson. This is the Fixer Punk podcast. I'm putting this episode up basically just to rant, so it's not going to be very good. I actually recorded another episode that didn't come out very good either. This one was supposed to be on a couple pro wrestlers, Adam Hangman Page and Darby Allin, and some of the lessons I learned about different political and social archetypes from them. Adam Hangman Page being a cowboy and being the quote-unquote anxious millennial cowboy, and Darby Allin being known for his punk rock and skateboarding affiliations, and some of the implications that those two political archetypes and what they've been doing lately, those two social archetypes and what they've been doing lately in terms of political identification, and what we can learn from those archetypes and learn from these stories in terms of how to do good political communication, specifically how to do good political communication for leftist and leftist libertarian activism. And it came out bad. Even though I had set up everything, I set up all my video stuff perfectly. I was going to post it to the YouTube channel, so it was all video. I had like a whole backdrop that I haven't worked on in like a year or two that I was setting up in my room. So everything looks more professional, a bit better lit than some of my prior YouTube videos. Unfortunately, though, it didn't come out very well. I think my ideas were sort of disjointed. I wasn't communicating well. I didn't have a good ultimate goal or a good ultimate way to move this conversation forward. I kind of drifted in terms of like my main story of like what I was supposed to say about both these two separate archetypes, the cowboy archetype and the punk archetype, and the political unity that you can actually see between these two archetypes that both embody independence and strength in different ways, and then how creating a space and creating a type of community that embraces strength and independence can help left libertarian ideas to succeed with these two groups. One, the cowboy group, that you're starting to see a bit more of the people in rural communities in the younger demographics that are starting to change a little bit, at least from just what I'm seeing on social media, towards the left. And then also the punk demographics, which unfortunately have started to shift in terms of going towards some of the more alt-right versions of conservatism, like the Tim Pools, Jordan Petersons of the world, because of their emphasis on strength and self-development and independent lifestyles. So my ideas weren't clear. I didn't come out very well, and the biggest thing that really frustrated me and pissed me off was that, unfortunately, what frustrated me quite a bit in all of this was that my voice started to give out. I've had these problems in the past, but I've realized that, like, for some reason, my physiological endurance in recording seems to hit some sort of limit. And I don't know why. My physiological endurance in a lot of things, a lot of areas of my performance just really, really hits limits. And I can't explain them. Like here, my throat just got like so dry that I just choked up, and I desperately needed to grab water, so I couldn't continue recording the video. It's probably 17 minutes in, and I just kept kind of choking up, needing water, and then losing track of my points. Things weren't flowing the way they needed to go, and it was pissing me off a lot. And then I couldn't really, because again, my endurance, normally, what should happen with me is I should be able to just completely redo the thing, keep going at it, and get it done quickly. But for me, everything is so slow, and my overall endurance is bad. So it's just kind of like, I record it, I do a crappy job, and then I just kind of crash, and I don't go back and finish and do what I have to do and do it right. To get just a little bit of productivity, a little bit of effort out of me just takes so much hard work. and I can't put out the volume that I need to. Even on this podcast, I don't put up the volume I need to, because I'm running up against these physiological limits of my stress tolerance and my throat also for some reason. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my throat. I was told at some point that I had some sort of laryngitis. Everything that I was told didn't really make too much sense to me back when that happened, but that was long ago. I thought that was long gone. I was told at some point, no, it's long gone. But now I'm realizing that I'm not able to perform at the levels I need to be able to perform, to continue to talk and to really perform the way I need to in producing content, and it's frustrating me. I don't quite know how to solve this particular issue. But I was just going to go and completely delete the video. Unfortunately, my phone kind of made some decisions for me, because it kept giving me all these, because I had to cobble together all the videos, which I hate doing. Anything that involves editing, I hate doing. And that's why I try to get everything done in one swoop, just one take, because if I have to do any editing, all my stuff just doesn't work right. None of the software I use works right, really. I don't know how most people do it. It just doesn't seem to work for me, because I bump up against all these technological issues that I just don't know how to solve. And then what happened was I went and I did whatever editing I need to edit out the part of me having to desperately reach for water and put the videos together. It's a 24-minute video that then I also need to convert to audio to get onto this podcast. And then what happened there is my phone was saying that it ran out of space, even though there is ample space. These videos seem to just take up way more space than they should, and they don't export right. So it's just the video itself, the raw video is still there. So I may at some point get around to uploading the video, just to show how crappy I was at this, and how crappy I am at coming up with ideas, and how crappy I am at putting together a good narrative. But the whole reason why I didn't just completely give up on this thing after I realized that what I recorded was really bad was, ironically enough, Adam Page, the anxious millennial cowboy. I've been kind of trying to learn lessons from him, and I bought his children's book, Adam the Golden Horseshoe, and basically the story actually made me cry a little bit. I read that story, and it starts out with him wanting to be in a talent show, and he feels like everybody's overshadowing him, he's not going to do well. In this case, he's playing guitar. He wasn't going to do well. And then his magic cowboy boots talk to him and tell him to go find a golden horseshoe. And on that journey, he's on a train. He gets robbed on the train. He doesn't stand up for himself. He doesn't take that as an opportunity to shine and to fight back against the robber on this train. And then he winds up in the middle of a storm, and he thinks he'll never get to it. And then eventually he gets to where he needs to go to, but it's not the way he wants it to be. There's a big tornado in front of him. And then he manages to defeat that and win and get his horseshoe. But then at the end of that getting that horseshoe, that's what he needs, apparently. That's the lucky charm he thought he needed to win this talent show. He wins the talent show, but the horseshoe's gone by the time the talent show is ended. And the lesson is that all he needed was confidence. And he wrote this really nice note at the end of the book that talks about how he doubted himself, how so many great people have doubted themselves before, and that he hopes that the reader will find the strength to continue with what it is they need to do. So those words, even though it's from a children's book, I've related a lot to Adam Page's story, and I went into that in the video. That story is just okay, what I need is I need to have confidence in what I'm doing. I need to keep going, and I need to have confidence that what I have is enough, even though I feel inadequate. That's the lesson that I got out of that. Even though I feel inadequate, I need to know what I have is enough. And I even use this because I'm sick and tired of being told that I can't do things because of who I am, and being told that, look, you're just wrong, you're just damaged goods, and until you're better And even though you're good at what you do, just because you are the way you are, as somebody with Asperger's syndrome and ADD and anxiety, you can never be an on-air personality at our network. You can never work with us. We don't want that. I'm kind of tired of hearing that, and I've used that example of, look, this anxious millennial cowboy who's succeeding all over TV. He's really set a really positive example for me. And I have to learn that lesson. I have to learn that strength and that confidence. And hopefully my voice will be okay and that keeping talking here is not hurting it. But I'm going to wrap up because it's starting to get dry again. All right, thank you so much for listening. And I just did myself a service more than I did you, but thank you. Thank you so much for that.